heavy mark after the fall. Did I mean nothing to you in all those years? I sat an empty view behind my tears. Did I mean nothing? My heart keeps asking for everlasting. Did I mean nothing? The silence is my answer, a hollow sound, a sad and heavy dancer on holy ground. Did I mean nothing? My heart keeps asking for everlasting. Did I mean nothing? I gave you everything, my soul, my trust. You took it on away and turned to dust. The answer must be yes. 'Cause I meant nothing. A sad and heavy gas of suffering. I put my hand upon my chest at night. I feel the beat go on, a fading light. It's weaker than before since you have left. A sad forevermore of love bereft. A weak pulse I feel that's not so real. A long ordeal. A weak pulse I feel. It flutters like a bird caught in a cage. A sad and heavy word upon life's page. A weak pulse I feel that's not so real. A long ordeal. A weak pulse I feel. The doctors say I'm fine, just physically. But they cannot define the loss of we. My pulse will stay this way until the end. A sad and quiet decay I can't defend. The radio is playing our final song, a sad and heavy weight of all that's wrong. The singer knows my pain with every note, a sad and soft refrain caught in my throat. This last song we hear before the fear disappears. This last song we hear. I turn the volume up and close my eyes. A sad and empty cup of my own lies. This last song we hear before the fear disappears. This last song we hear. But when the music stops and silence falls, I reach my lonely tops and make my calls to no one on the line, just empty air, a sad and final sign of my despair. It didn't happen all at once. There was no single tear, no one moment when I knew the end was finally here. It was a gradual loosening, a thread pulled bit by bit. The fabric of our love was strong, but over time it quit holding its shape. The first thread pulled the day you forgot to call. The second pulled when you chose your friends and I was not included at all. The third pulled when you criticized my dress. The fourth my laugh. The fifth pulled when you said my love was half. It was love, slow unraveling, a patient, quiet undoing. Not a sudden rupture, but a gradual, steady losing of the weave. Each thread a memory, each pull a small goodbye. And I kept trying to rethread the needle, kept trying to rectify the loosening. I'd gather the loose threads and try to tuck them back in, but you kept pulling and I kept losing, and the unraveling began. Love slow unraveling, I watched it happen thread by thread, and by the time I realized what was happening, the whole thing was dead. The middle threads were harder to identify and name. They were the subtle pulls, the ones I couldn't really blame on any single event. The way your hand and mine grew loose, the way your I love yous became something you produce on autopilot. The way your eyes would drift when I spoke of our plans, the way you stopped reaching for me in the night with eager hands. These threads were thin and fragile, easy to overlook, but they were the threads that held the weight of us, the threads that ultimately broke. It was love, slow unraveling, a patient, quiet undoing. Not a sudden rupture, tightest. It didn't make a sound. It was the thread of hope. And one day it wasn't around. I looked at the pile of fabric at my feet, the remnants of our life, and I felt not sorrow, not anger, not regret, not strife. I felt acceptance, I felt peace, I felt the release of the hold. Some things aren't meant to be rewoven, some stories aren't meant to be told. And then closed love, slow unraveling, had finally reached its end, and I was ready to begin. Love slow unraveling, it took years to complete, but now the fabric is just threads, and the threads are at my feet. I could try to reweave it, I could try to make it new, but some fabrics can't be remade, some love can't be renewed. Love slow unraveling, I watched it thread by thread, but I am not the fabric, I am the one who threads the needle. I am the weaver, and I am ready to weave something new. I thought I had my feet planted on the street, but the ground gave way to air, and you were never there. I reached out for your hand, a futile last demand, the pavement rushing up to drink from sorrow's cup. It was a hard fall from your grace, landing in this lonely place. A hard fall I never saw, breaking every single love, of trust, of you. A hard fall, I'm coming through the other side, all scraped and sore, and I can't take it anymore. The world went spinning round, I hit the cold hard ground. The wind was sad and heavy light beneath the moon is what my mother sang to me as child. The sad and heavy pain of something wild. This lullaby I sing of everything my heart can't bring. This lullaby I sing, it soothes my broken soul to sleep at last. A sad and heavy toll of our past. This lullaby I sing of everything my heart can't bring. This lullaby I sing, I hope it reaches you wherever you are. A sad and heavy view beneath the stars, and lulls you to a peace that I can't find. A sad and heavy seas of my own mind. The calendar says it's the 14th of May. The sky is the flavor of a charcoal tinted gray. I didn't buy flowers, I didn't buy wine. I'm just tracing the edge of what used to be mine. It's been exactly a year since you walked out the door, and I stopped being me I was before. It's the anniversary of the end today, watching the colors of my history decay. A milestone of nothing, a holiday of gone, as the steady on silence goes on and on. I'm blowing out a candle for a localized grief on the anniversary of the end, without any relief. I remember the kitchen, and I remember the heat, and the way that the silence was a total defeat. You said I can't do this, and I said I know. Watching the best of our chemistry go. Now the date is a scar that I can't even hide, in the high definition version of being inside. Should I celebrate survival or mourn the defeat? In the middle of the sidewalk on an empty side street, the clock keeps on ticking, the earth keeps its spin, ignoring the place where the losses begin. It's the anniversary. It's the anniversary of the end today, watching the colors of my history decay. A milestone of nothing, a holiday of gone, as the steady on silence goes on and on. I'm blowing a lifetime ago. The anniversary of the end is all that I know. The man in the doorway is a stranger to me. He doesn't have the eyes that I used to see. His voice is too sharp and the shadow is thin, a record of exactly where the changes begin. I'm looking for the boy that I met in the park, searching for a flame from a long dead spark. I'm still loving the person you used to be, in the high definition version of our history. Not the one who is angry, not the one who is cold, but the story of us that was vibrant and gold. I'm holding a memory, I'm clutching a ghost, loving the person I needed the most. I saw an old video on my digital drive, back when our connection was actually alive. You were laughing at nothing, you were holding my hand in a sanctuary version of a different silence. Now you're just a witness to a localized end, and I've lost my lover, and I've lost my best friend. Can I find him again? Is he buried inside, underneath the layers of the nothing and pride? Or is he just a fiction, a silverback light, a specific reflection in a goodbye high? I'm still loving the person you used to be, in the high definition version of our history. Not the one who is angry, not the one who is cold, but the story of us that was vibrant and gold. I'm holding a memory, I'm clutching a ghost, I'm the person I needed the most. He's not here, he's already gone. The person I loved won't be coming on. I sing to myself at night a little tune, a sad and heavy light beneath the moon. It's one my mother sang to me as a child, a sad and heavy pain of something wild. This lullaby I sing It soothes my broken soul to sleep at last. A sad and heavy toll of our past. This lullaby I sing of everything my heart can break. This lullaby I sing, I hope it reaches you wherever you are. A sad and heavy view beneath the stars, and lulls you to a peace that I can't find. A sad and heavy seas of my own mind. I saw you at the store on Tuesday last. A sad forevermore of our past. You walked right by my car without a glance. A sad and broken heart of our romance. Remember me, I used to be your everything. Remember me. I wanted to shout out your name so loud, a sad and heavy doubt among the crowd. Remember me, I used to be your everything. Remember me, but I just stood there frozen with my cold, a sad and heavy chosen broken heart. I guess you've moved along, and I have too. A sad and heavy song of me and you. I should have seen the signs you left for me, the subtle crooked lines for all to see. But I was blind with love and couldn't lessons that you taught were sharp and deep. A battle that I fought, couldn't sleep. I learned the hard way, day after day, what not to say. I learned the hard way. The tuition was my heart, a heavy fee, a sad and broken part of what we be. But now I know the truth, and I am once a sad and weary sleuth with tired eyes. I hear you in my head at 3 a.m., a sad and heavy dread of where I've been. You whisper all the things I should have done, a sad and heavy sting beneath the sun. My guilty conscience of my own nonsense, my soul penance, my guilty conscience. I should have held you tight that final night. Instead I picked a fight in fading light. My guilty conscience of my own nonsense, my soul penance, my guilty conscience. It follows everywhere I try to go, a sad and heavy care that moves so slow. I'll carry it always, this heavy weight, a sad and heavy face of my own fate. I spent years becoming the person you wanted me to be. I studied your preferences, your desires, your philosophy. I molded myself to your expectations, shaped myself to your design. I became a reflection of you, an echo, a copy, a line. In your story, I forgot the sound of my own voice. I forgot that I had choices, that I had a different choice than pleasing you. I became an expert in your wants and needs. I became an amateur in my own hopes, my own dreams, my own creed. Now I'm learning the art of unbecoming, the slow, patient work of peeling away the layers of you that in me lurked. I'm learning to unlearn your voice critiques of me. The art of unbecoming's not becoming someone new. It's remembering who I was before I became someone for you. It's excavating the self I buried under your design. The art of unbecoming, the slow sacred work of mine. I started with the small things. The music you said was noise. The clothes you said were unflattering. The friends you said weren't your choice. I reclaim my playlist, my wardrobe, my relationships, my taste. I reclaim the parts of me you labeled as a waste. Then I moved to the bigger things, my career, my dreams, my voice. The opinions I'd suppressed because they weren't your choice. The ambitions I'd abandoned because they didn't fit your plan. The version of myself I'd sacrifice to be your biggest fan. Now I'm learning the art of unbecoming, the slow, patient work of peeling away the layers of you that in me lurked. I'm learning to unlearn your voice as the authority. I'm learning to disagree with your old critiques of me. The art of unbecoming is not becoming someone new. It's remembering who I was before I became someone for you. It's excavating the self I buried under your design. The art of unbecoming, the slow sacred work of mine. Underneath all the layers of you, she was still there. A little dusty, a little quiet, a little worse for wear. But she looked at me with hopeful eyes and said, I knew you'd come. And I said, I'm sorry it took so long. I'm sorry I was numb. The art of unbecoming. I'm not becoming new. I'm remembering, returning, I'm recovering me. The art of unbecoming, layer by layer, year by year. I'm finding her again, the one I was before you. She's not perfect, she's not polished, she's not what you wanted, but she is mine. And she is enough. The art of unbecoming. I am finally becoming myself. I set the table for just one tonight, a sad forevermore and faded light. One spoon, one fork, one knife, one lonely plate. A sad and heavy life that I now hate. Just one spoon I hold, a story told of growing old. Just one spoon I hold. I used to set for two with so much care, a different point of view beyond compare. Just one spoon I hold, a story told just one spoon I hold. I eat myself a heart that's turned to stone that cannot weep. I wash my single spoon and put it away. Another sad cartoon of yesterday. The jukebox in the bar plays our old tune, a sad and heavy star beneath the moon. I'm sitting in the corner with my drink, a sad and heavy mourner on the brink. This slow song we dance, our only chance in a trance. This slow song we dance. I close my eyes and feel your hand in mine, a memory so real of a different time. This slow song we dance, our only chance in a trance. This slow song we dance. But when the music ends and lights come on, I see my lonely friends, and you were gone. I always hate slow songs for what they bring, a sad reminder of wrongs and everything. We were 99% of a beautiful dream, the most vibrant style fabric with a silverback seam. We were the nearly, we were the close, in the high definition version of a localized dose. We had the blueprints, we had the plan, the biggest style version of a woman and man. We were almost everything, almost the world, watching the setting of a dying out sun. Just a second too late, just an inch to the left of a world that is suddenly a feeling bereft, a masterpiece nearly, a studying fast on a love that was never intended to last. One more conversation, one more night in the dark could have fanned the embers into a real spark. But we stopped at the finish, we just an inch to the left of a world that is suddenly a feeling bereft. A masterpiece nearly, a study in fact, on a love that was never intended to last. So close, so far. We were almost everything, but we are what we are. I found your old tank top in my dresser drawer, a sad and sudden stop of what came before. It still smells like your skin in summer days, a love that lived within in so many ways. This tank top of yours behind closed doors, my heart implores. This tank top of yours, I hold it to my face and breathe you in. A sad and empty space where I've been. Oh, this tank top of yours behind closed doors, my heart implores. This tank top of yours, the cotton is so soft, just like your touch. A memory I lost, I miss so much. I'll never wash the scent of you away. A life that I have spent in yesterday. I'm on a plane alone, above the clouds, a sad and heavy groan among the crowds. I put my tray table down for my set meal. A waitress in a gown who isn't real. This tray table holds my heart of holes that slowly folds. This tray table holds. I look at the empty seat right next to me, a sad and heavy beat of what we be. This tray table holds my heart of holes that slowly falls. This tray table holds. The flight attendant I sent a sunset and a text, a photo of the pier where you first said you loved me, loud enough to hear. I type remember this with a hopeful shaking thumb. Now it's just a digital tune, my words forever dumb. The little dots never appear, the silence was the sound of my heart hitting the ground, of my hope being drowned. A blue check mark of mercy, averted cold and need. The love I poured out, lying obsolete at your feet. It's the love you left unread, the goodbye you never said, a conversation with a ghost inside my head. My misuse and my whys in a digital abyss, a monument to everything I'll truly never miss. You, I got my forever with a single careless swipe, left my soul in a trap, losing its desperate hype. It's the love you left unread, a message in a void, a feeling I poured out, a hope you just destroyed. I scroll through old threads now, a museum of goodnight, emojis that felt like kisses in a pale phone light. Now they're just dead pixels on an outdated screen, the happiest love story that the world has never seen. I guess I was a chapter you decided not to write, a notification you swiped away into the night. My heart's a blinking cursor on an empty white back page, waiting for a reply that died of disengage. It's the love you left unread, the goodbye you never said, a conversation with a ghost inside my head. My misuse and my whys in a digital abyss, a monument to everything I'll truly never miss. You archive my forever with a single careless swipe, left my soul in a trap, losing its desperate hype. It's the love you left unread, a message in a void, a feeling I poured out, a hope you just destroyed. Server farm, my love is just a bite, a forgotten line of code, devoid of warmth or light. But in this fragile human chest, it's a screaming living thing, a song I sent into the void that I'm still forced to sing. Left on red, left for dead, same difference in the air. The love you left on red. I lie here in the dark and ask the wall, a sad and heavy mark after the fall. Did I mean nothing to you in all those years? A sad and empty view behind my tears. Did I mean nothing? My heart keeps asking for everlasting. Did I mean nothing? silence is my answer, a hollow sound, a sad and heavy dancer on holy ground. Did I mean nothing? My heart keeps asking for everlasting. Did I mean nothing? I gave you everything, my soul, my trust. You took it on the way and turned to dust. The answer must be yes. I meant nothing, a sad and heavy guess of suffering.